So, after having yet another moment, as I said, those events that happened are very traumatic. When I talk about them, I can get quite loud, chanting, praying. The church that is accepted calls it blasting. And guess what? Their right to that in religion is normally respected unless someone comes forward with an assault claim. So for them to limit my free speech based off of ego is a major violation. I was only right about the roadblocks, the blood draws, Casey's Law, seeds, etc. I don't sit here smug. I sit here confused most of the time. Probably because after I was bludgeoned, I was essentially a dementia patient. As I stated, such a wild child. I used to take a metal disposable pie pan and walk around the front yard with it. Dementia. Mental illness is hard enough to admit without having to admit that too. Especially when the goddamn judicial circuit you had been fucking peddled to because of your being special mentally didn't bother to ask any goddamn questions before issuing their version of death with dignity. But whatever. My apologies for overstepping my bounds and thinking that I know anything. I think I'll go out walking. That should help calm me down a little. Oh, and I left the door up anyway. Oh, look at the squirrels. Oh, I haven't put any food out for them lately. If I can stand on one foot while trying to keep my balance, with having equilibrium problems, but it always being blamed on intoxication, how fucking annoying is that? And that fragrance is lovely, whatever it is. Reminds me of Joan Crawford and How in the World. It's a lovely fragrance. Oh well, my family wanted me dead. They had social, political, legal, and monetary reasons to want me dead. You can look at my credit history. I don't know a dime. How much do they owe? How much do his parents owe? I hate to sound paranoid. Them not recommending oxygen to my mother when her saturation was 88. Oh, it's just the batteries, they're low. Then you should replace them instead of fraudulently filing false medical information into the system. But that's just my opinion. I mean, what would I know? Forgive me for pointing out the fact that my alternative lifestyle was never good enough. Did I put the door down? That my alternative lifestyle was never good enough. My sister making that comment that day that I was pretending to rob my niece of her piggy bank money, that if you want to go into Emily's room to watch pornography, I can barely watch porn in the privacy of wherever I'm staying because I can barely get into the shower naked. Not out of body dysmorphia or it's a traumatic thing for me. Always has been and always will be. All I can do is pray for the best and move forward. And no, I forgot to put the door down. So again, huge thank you to Kim Razor for not asking one goddamn question other than listening to the people who had been involved in a lot of shit that you would just love to hear about, including Bob Tribby. Good. I'll have to walk all the way there. Yeah, that's why we taught you all that in DARE. The DARE program was designed to help asshole cops live a better lifestyle than their salaries would afford while creating street protection and blah, blah, blah. That's one of the reasons it was defunded. So, as I've asked now at least, 5 times? Who in the fuck are the delusional ones? This is the reality I have to live with on the daily. I don't have a choice. I'm walking in a straight line backwards. I might be veering a little bit. It's very hard for me to do anything, even sober, due to the loss of muscular control and the tics and the tremors and every other lovely symptom that came along with it. Erectile dysfunction, postural orthostatic tachycardic syndrome, or your heart starts racing as soon as you stand up and you sometimes faint, syncope, making the 24-hour heart monitor a, viable test, smarter than a stress test in the beginning, in my opinion, but I'm not a cardiologist. A 24-hour heart monitor would show arrhythmias, which you would not want to set off during a stress test, possibly killing the patient. But as I said, what the fuck would I know? They don't want these things documented. Believe me, I've been trying to have it documented at least here. Oh well. Regina Case, TriHealth. Well, I can order a stress test if you want me to. A 24-hour heart monitor would have been more appropriate, especially if there are arrhythmias, like I think there are. I live in this body, not her. Before a stress test that could cause one of them to cause me to have a heart attack. But like I said, I'm no cardiologist. And I think I'll stop that there to upload it to them.